What's up, everybody? This your boy GQ and Boulevard, and we're here for another great episode of Live from the Bench. Oh, wait, hold on. Hello? Hey, what's up, Coach? Word? You gonna come on the show? You gonna subscribe too? Who's playing on my phone? Bye. You're playing on my damn phone.
What happened? Who was that?
Somebody was pretending that they was a coach and they were gonna come on the show.
Oh.
If you can subscribe.
Wait, did they tell you to wait a little longer?
They told me to wait.
Damn shame. Damn those people and their prank calls. Those motherfuckers make you want to reach to the phone and strangle them.
Yeah.
But I have an attitude problem. That's just me. No. I don't take kindly to people fucking with me.
Well,
fucking with
since you're here,
fucking
since
with
all these people are here, they should go ahead and like and subscribe over here.
Mm-hmm.
And please don't make us wait any longer. But
yeah.
Speaking of prank calls, we do not like it. It's not funny. Even though what I did was kind of funny, prank calls in general can have a bit of what we call unnecessary nonsense to it, and can really be damaging if you do it to the wrong people at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the son of Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jax Ulbrich prank calling Shedeur Sanders, who was already having a hard time at the game, and decided, let's be funny and be on a prank call with Shedeur.
Right.
It's childish.
Extremely.
Because doing things like that could really have damaging effects. Like, you're playing on that phone, listen, first off, you're prank calling somebody and you don't know how they would react to you. Like, what if Shedeur was like, stop playing on my phone on the fucking bro? Now he would have went back and told brother, he said, oh, you heard the Shedeur? Shedeur started cussing his mouth. And he like, oh, everybody listen to this. Shedeur cussing me out. Record it. Shedeur talking all this crap, yo. Record it. And that would have looked bad on Shedeur, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we would have overlooked the simple fact that somebody played on his phone. But this arrogant and brash.
A lot of people are overlooking that somebody played on his phone.
Exactly.
Even now.
But this brash and arrogant young man didn't do that. He didn't. It was just cool. He stayed fucking happy. He stayed fucking confident, calm, collected, and waited for his turn. And his turn eventually did come. Even though it was a bit late, it did come. Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, an apology, which I don't really call it an apology, because sometimes I feel like people don't mean shit. They don't mean the apologies only because they got caught. They thought what they did was funny. Jax Ulbrich, I believe his name. I don't know what his name is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Jax because who the hell knows?
It's Jax. It's Jax Ulbrich.
They named their child Jax.
Mm-hmm.
That was strike number one right there.
Mm.
Strike number one was Jax Ulbrich allowing himself to take the interim head coach position that they wanted. So,
okay.
That was strike one. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Strike two was naming your child Jax. I don't know which one comes first, but they're both equally bad. Now, strike three, I say this. As a former security executive, former person in the military, I have a problem with the fact that Jax was able to obtain Shedeur's phone number. Because how does stuff like that happen? You're supposed to be a professional. You're earning at least $1 million as a defensive coordinator for a professional organization. It makes millions of dollars. They have I think the staff itself has an entirety of like I can't remember how much it is. I looked it up before how much that staff pays in payroll. Like just for the staff itself, it's a lot of money. But it's just like when you're a part of an organization like that, you have to hold yourself to a certain level of professionalism and accountability. And I feel like this is where Jax Ulbrich has to take accountability as well. I feel as though he should resign. I think he should resign from his post and go about the defensive coordinator, because even though those phone numbers were temporary, they were proprietary. You know, those things should not have gotten out to other people, because if allegedly there's a list of phone numbers that were given to the league executive so that they can reach out to these players. So if Jax were to get a hold of one of those players, how many other numbers?
Oh, actually, he did. He got a hold of, she called Tyler Warren too. But, all right. You gave me a lot to go with there. So let me start off with. First off, I want to commend Shedeur for the way he's handled the whole damn situation. Because for everybody to say he's brash, he's arrogant, he's overconfident, I saw a level-headed, calm young man. Okay? I saw a man who stuck to his ground, who he is as a person inside. I saw this man give a lot of thanks to the man upstairs. I saw this man say things like, that's all I need is a chance. And you know what? I was a little caught up in it, thinking like maybe with the watch and all that, maybe there is a little arrogance to this kid. Or maybe, just like a lot of young people, it's a shell. And we saw the real Shedeur there. And I liked that kid. They wanted him to be humbled. That seemed like a very humble man. Okay? Now, let's flip it. Besides me commending him, let me also say, Jax Ulbrich, your son is a fucking asshole. Okay? Let me start with that. First off, you're a fool because you were being irresponsible with sensitive information like people's phone numbers. For that, I do feel like you should suffer some repercussions, possibly handing in your papers, because that was irresponsible and you can't be trusted. You have proven that. So you need to get the fuck out the door. Secondly, Jax, you're a fucking idiot, okay? Because from now on, once you walk out of that school with your fucking diploma, your degree, you're going to go into the workforce. First thing they're going to see when you type your fucking name is that you did that shit. And for the rest of your life, you're going to be known as the dipshit who prank called a motherfucker in the draft, okay? That's going to follow you forever. Because that's a testament to your character, your immature fucking character. And the only way you can fix that is not by fucking fake apologizing. Grow the fuck up, okay? Because you're fucking up your father's livelihood. That's how you ended up in the situation you are now, where you can go to fucking racist ass Ole Miss. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on fucking Ole Miss. Fucking Klan meetings at the fucking school, on the school grounds and shit. Don't even get me started on that. Okay. My point is, it's not a matter of football. It's a matter of there were only so many of those phones, and so many of those phones were given to these specific players with numbers that were only given to essential fucking personnel for each team's staff and probably people around the draft circle. So it's been reported that young Jax decided that he would go into his father's iPad and steal phone numbers. Okay, and then call these phone numbers making fucking jokes. Does this seem like a smart move for a young man, for a 21-year-old?
Not
Does
at
it seem
all.
like a man with sense?
No.
And then he had the audacity to record this shit. You know, like, what the fuck were you thinking, man? Did you really think it would be funny? Did anyone think it was actually funny? Would you, person listening, think it were funny if you were waiting for a call about a fucking job, millionaire plus, for the rest of your fucking life, and you were already falling down because people decided to make rumors about you? So you already had it bad enough, and you think somebody calling in, throwing salt on a fucking wound is funny. It's funny. I bet these are the same people who hate Angel Reese because she pointed to her finger. That's what I think. It's the same fucking people. Okay? You don't hate. You don't even know this damn kid. For most of you fans, this is the most you've seen of Shador. Everything else is just shit you've heard.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even pretend otherwise, listener, because you know it's fucking true. Okay? You've seen the shit that you were shown. You didn't go look into him. You don't know his dad. Like, all you know is his dad was famous in the NFL and he was very arrogant. Okay? That's the perception. Was that the reality? Not really. Because I see a dude who's been a family man his whole damn career. Not his whole football career. They got married later in his life. But I see a family man. He got all his jollies out, and then he grew up. Okay. Deion's already shown to be a man of strong character. But y'all want to hate him for what he did when he was in the league. You want to get your vengeance out because he's unaffected by your bullshit. You want to try to target his son for the sins that you think the father committed. And y'all are out of line for that.
Yeah.
Because this man has not done a goddamn thing to deserve the fucking criticism that you're weighing on him, to deserve the fucking laughter and the mockery. What has he done? What has he done that any other quarterback hasn't done? Because he's arrogant? Tons of arrogant quarterbacks. Tons of overconfident quarterbacks. What the fuck difference does that make? You want somebody that's not going to be fucking confident in their arm in the fourth quarter? Not confident in the man over there on the boundary in the fourth quarter? Is that what you want? So you can go stick with fucking Jackson Dart. Okay? Fuck the noise. Y'all are out of fucking line. That man ain't done a goddamn thing to deserve all this shit, but have a little bit of confidence in himself. But you jealous? Yes, you are. And y'all the same people who are mad at Angel Reese for the same bullshit of having fucking confidence. That's just me being point blank about it. All of y'all that think this is actually funny, you would not find it funny if you were in that boat. You would be just as pissed as he deserves to be. And I believe that Ulbrich, as the man who was irresponsible enough to leave that out in the open, that sensitive information out in the open to where his dipshit son could find it, and then use it as a prank, he has to suffer repercussions, and I'm not talking about a fucking fine. That man has shown he is unreliable and untrustworthy. You can probably can't the playbook, as you said. That man needs to go.
What's baffling to me is as a 21-year-old, it's not something. Now, when I heard that it was a prank, I was thinking that, it was maybe a 13 to 16. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's about the age you would be prank calling somebody.
That's what I thought.
Middle school.
When I found out, when they said he was an old student, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. A 21-year-old doing that, that's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have 3 children. None of my children have ever even thought about going into an IPO. So
you know what strikes me as insane? That people make excuses for Jax's behavior, but they still want to fault Shador for his alleged behavior. Right. For the shell he puts out. This is something someone actually did, and they're acting like, oh, no, he was just playing a game. He was just having fun. He was just boyish games. This man just smiles, okay? Smiles, points to his watch. Like, oh, I hate that guy. He's so overconfident and arrogant. What the fuck? Does that even make sense? In what world does that make sense? In what goddamn universe does that make sense? This dude actually fucked up. This kid ain't guilty of being nothing but young.
Right.
Feeling a little invincible. He can conquer the damn world. Who wasn't kind of like that around 21? Who didn't feel like the world is their oyster and they're going to run it?
And here's the thing, though. Jax Ulbrich, 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Shador Sanders, 21 years old. You think Shador's playing on somebody's phone? No, he's not.
No, hell no.
He's not playing on anybody's phone.
Hell no, there's more important shit in the fucking world. Like, if you got time and energy to go prank calling some dude on the draft, then Jax, you need a fucking life, okay? Absolutely. You need better goddamn friends, because you got some losers around y'all. Y'all need shit to fucking do.
Now, I
Understand
want
it's
to.
Sunday in Mississippi, and all you got is fucking Klan meetings everywhere. But damn, at least go find a barbecue pit or something. Go do something with your damn time other than being a piece of shit making prank calls. You could have made that fucking call and been cool with the dude. You could have
Yeah,
done that. You could have made a call to Taiwan. You could have been social with the dude. You could have wished him good luck. All that good shit.
exactly.
No, you want to
It's,
be a piece of fucking shit.
you could have called this phone and said, "Hey, man, I know you're having a hard time right now. Keep your head up. Your pick is coming. Don't worry. We rooting for you." But no, you wanted to play on this fucking phone.
Why?
And here's the thing. And here's the thing that I don't want to get past it, because the reason why I'm calling for Jeff Ulbrich termination, for him to resign. The reason why I'm calling for this is because I'm a former military veteran. I'm a military veteran and security agent. Shit like this cannot happen. Proprietary information cannot get out. It's negligent. Because Jax getting a hold of that, Jax being able to log into an iPad, compromise that iPad, compromise any information that's on that iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing this is the league where a lot of things like playbooks are not on paper. They're not on paper. Playbooks are on iPads. So who knows what else was on that iPad? Could have been salary numbers. Could have been the playbook itself. Could have been game plans. Could have been any strategies. But Jax can get a hold of that.
Playbook, nothing that had anything to do with Jax.
What? Jax getting a hold of that is a serious breach of security. Who knows if Jax got on there and emailed himself the team's playbook, or he emailed the team that, like, you don't know what happened. So
right. People can be out there like, no, he didn't do all that. You don't know what he did.
So, and the fact of the matter is, even if he didn't do it,
he had access.
What would you do if some 21-year-old grabbed your phone and got access to your phone? You got shit in there that you don't want. A lot of guys out there, you don't even want your girlfriend to touch your phone. You don't want your mom to look in your phone. So I'm telling you this right now, from a perspective of like shit that should not happen, people should not be able to get into your phone. And for Jax Ulbrich to have a piece of equipment that belonged to the Atlanta Falcons organization, he should not have had access to it. The fact that he gained access to it proves that he's unreliable. Like, for the rest of his career, people are going to look at him. Y'all may not think so, but I'm telling you, it's somebody who's dealt with classified information in my career. Whenever you have a breach like that, good luck. Like in the military, you lose compartmentalized information, like use some information that is proprietary. You lose that information, or somebody gets a hold of it. Good luck trying to get a security. Good luck. So that means that next team he goes to, like, yo, I'm not going to give you the playbook until absolutely necessary, because I can't trust that your son won't touch my iPad. I can't trust that your son won't touch it. Like, why was the iPad not password protected? Like, that's a question for me. And if it was password protected, how does your son have it? How does your son have access to it? It's such a problem for me, because that would never happen in my household. And I have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And they would not do that. They would never violate my trust and never do that. They would never go on my work iPad. They would not go on my work phone. They're not on my work computer. They don't do that because they know better. So you're telling me that a 21-year-old does not know better? He did not think to himself, if I do that, it's going to come out and I'm going to look good. Like, what was the end game for this young man? Did he think that it was just going to be funny and Shador was going to, we could be friends? Because that's not what happened. The end game for him was to make a joke and really do something that could potentially hurt this young man's film. His goal was to hurt Shador. And that is the problem that people are going to overlook. Y'all may think it was a prank.
Oh, they don't care because they don't want to like Shador either.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for games, and what that could end up doing could severely damage his father's notoriety and credibility in this league. No one's going to
Yes.
look at him as a
Yes.
reliable source because you let somebody get access to it. And
Mhm.
Jackson is probably not going to take any accountability for it. That apology was bullshit. It was a bullshit apology. Because when did the apology come out?
A couple hours ago.
So today, he called Shador Saturday?
Friday.
Friday. He called Shador Friday. So
Here
you
it
mean
is.
to tell me 2 days? It took him 2 days to take accountability for it.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
2 days, 3 days. I believe if it came out today, 3 days. No, 2 days. It's not Monday. My bad. I keep
Regardless.
thinking it's Monday. On Friday night, I made a tremendous mistake. Shador, what I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm making him sound like a pussy. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Thank you
100%.
for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. See, he called him again, and I guess he apologized on the phone. So maybe which would make more sense than some fake ass internet apology. I mean, that's how you'd have to apologize. Call the man like you called the man before. What they say, match the energy. So if he called him and he apologized on the phone, that's the best he could do. But that doesn't take away the fact of the father's irresponsibility or his own irresponsibility. So
and here's my thing. Shador may forgive you, but the NFL won't forgive your father for his lack of security, for his leak, because that's technically a leak. That's technically an information leak. Like that's a data.
Absolutely an information leak.
That's a data breach. So when stuff like that happens, you have to go into certain protocols to make sure that there's security, like that your information is secure. Because now the NFL has to go out, check those phone numbers, make sure that nobody else got a hold of any other numbers. They got to go and reach out to those numbers because if those numbers are still active, we got to find out who else was called. Did they call who else?
Yeah.
Are those numbers out?
Did he call Warren back and apologize?
That
or
too.
whoever else there was? I didn't even know about Warren until a couple hours ago.
Yes. So this is a data breach that you can't have. And I'm just speaking to this. This is not my personal feelings into this. Like this right here is beyond my personal feelings. Because yes, Bo's a pussy. He's a bitch. And Jax Ulbrich's an idiot. And should be fired. Put that aside. The whole definition of like secure this shit. And they really did not. They really dropped the ball on this. And 100%, I know for a fact that the Atlanta Falcons organization had to do damage control because they probably had to go up to see who else got it. NFL had to do damage control. And they're probably going to have to bring in Jax, those investigators that work for the NFL, and I'm telling you they are. They probably brought Jeff and his son in and was like, who else was called? Who else did you call? Did you give these numbers that we know? Did you give them to your classmates or your friends? Give them to your colleagues because it's a breach and you have to do something.
Yeah, we called more and more names will come out in the future.
Absolutely.
All we can really grasp from it is dude is an idiot and his dad's an idiot. And there should be repercussions. If you disagree, if you think it's just a funny prank, please explain to me how it's funny. Please explain it in the comments. I will read and I will respond. In fact, I will respond under my own name because my opinions personally do not represent Live from the Bench. So if you really think it was funny, explain in the comments why. What was funny? What was the punchline? You got anything else to add to that?
I have nothing.
All right. So where you want to take it next? You want to talk about the draft? You want to talk about...
I think we could get into that into another episode.
Okay.
So everybody just stay tuned because we're going to have more content. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Keep a lookout for new content because it's on the... I don't know what Daisy people about.
Nope. Just hit the bench.
Hit it! Peace.